Hi friends, I'm back with more Tale of Despereaux. Today we're going to read chapters 27 and 28, so let's get started. That night, chapter 27, A Wish. That night in the small dark hut that she shared with Uncle and the sheep, Mig tried to speak of what she had seen. Uncle, she said, I saw some human stars today. How's that? I saw them all glittering and glowing, and there was even a little princess wearing her own crown and riding on a little white tippy-toed horse. What are you going about? Said the uncle. I saw a king and a queen and an itty-bitty princess, shouted Mig. So, shouted Uncle back. I would like, said Mig shyly. I wish to become one of them princesses. Har, laughed Uncle. Har, an ugly dumb thing like you? You ain't worth the enormous lot I paid for you. Don't I wish every night that I had back that good head and that tablecloth in place of you? He did not wait for Mig to guess the answer to the question. I do, he said. I wish it every night. The tablecloth was the color of blood. The hen could lay eggs like nobody's business. I want to be a princess, said Mig. I want to wear a crown. A crown, Uncle laughed. She wants to wear a crown. He laughed harder. He took the empty kettle and put it atop his head. Look at me, he said. I'm a king. See my crown? I'm a king just like I always wanted to be. I'm a king because I want to be one. He danced around the hut with the kettle on his head. He laughed until he cried, and then he stopped dancing and took the kettle from his head and looked at Mig and said, Do you want a good clout to the ear for such nonsense? No, thank you, Uncle, said Mig, but she got one anyway. Look here, said Uncle after the clout had been delivered. We will hear no more talk of princesses. Besides, who ever asked you what you wanted in this world, girl? The answer to that question, reader, as you know well, was absolutely no one. Chapter 28, To the Castle. Years passed. Mig spent them scrubbing the kettle and tending the sheep and cleaning the hut and collecting innumerable, uncountable, extremely painful clouts to the ear. In the evening, spring or winter, summer or fall, Mig stood in the field as the sun set, hoping that the royal family would pass before her again. Gore, I would like to see that little princess another time, wouldn't I? And her pony, too, with his tippy-toed feet. This hope, this wish, that she would see the princess again, was lodged deep in Mig's heart. Lodged firmly right next to it was the hope she had. Miggery Sow would someday become a princess herself. The first of Mig's wishes was granted in a roundabout way when King Philip outlawed soup. The king's men were sent out to deliver the grim news and to collect from the people of the kingdom of Dor their kettles, spoons, and bowls. Reader, do you know exactly how and why this law came to pass? So you would not be as surprised as Uncle was. One Sunday, a soldier of the king knocked on his door at the hut, and Mig and Uncle and the sheep stared and shared as the announcement that soup was against the law was made. How's that? Said Uncle. By royal order of King Philip, repeated the soldier, I am sent here to tell you that soup has been outlawed in the kingdom of Dor. You will, by order of the king, never again consume soup, nor will you think of it or talk about it. And I, as one of the king's loyal servants, am here to take from you your spoons, your kettles, and your bowls. But that can't be, said Uncle. Nevertheless, it is. What'll we eat? What will we eat with? Cake, suggested the soldier, with a fork. And wouldn't that be lovely if we could afford cake, said Uncle. The soldier shrugged. I'm only doing my duty. Please hand over your spoons, your bowls, and your kettle. Uncle grabbed hold of his beard. He let go of his beard and grabbed the hair of his head. Unbelievable, he shouted. I suppose next the king will be wanting my sheep and my girl, seeing as those are the only possessions I have left. Do you own a girl? Said the soldier. I do, said Uncle, a worthless one, but still she is mine. Ah, said the soldier, that, I'm afraid, is against the law too. No human may own another in the kingdom of Dor. But I paid her for her fair and square with a good laying hen and a handful of cigarettes and a blood-red tablecloth. No matter, said the soldier. It's against the law to own another. Now, you will hand her over to me, and if you please, your spoons, your bowls, your kettle, and your girl. Or if you don't, I choose to hand these things over, then you will come with me to be imprisoned in the castle dungeon. Which will it be? And that is how Miggery Sow came to be sitting in a wagon full of soup-related items next to a soldier of the king. Do you have parents? Said the soldier. I will return you to them. A ma? Shouted the soldier. Dead, said Mig. Your pa? Shouted the soldier. I ain't seen him since he sold me. Right, I'll take you to the castle then. Gore, said Mig, looking around the wagon in confusion. You want me to paddle? To the castle, shouted the soldier. I will take you to the castle. The castle? Where the itty-bitty princess lives? That's right. Gore, said Mig. I aim to be a princess too someday. That's a fine dream, said the soldier. He chuckled to the horse and tapped the reins, and they took off. I am happy to be going, said Mig, putting a hand up and gently touching one of her cauliflower ears. Might as well be happy, seeing as it doesn't make a difference to anyone, but you, if you are not, said the soldier. We will take you to the castle, and they will set you up fine. You no longer will be a slave. You will be a paid servant. Eh? Said Mig. You will be a paid servant, shouted the soldier, not a slave. She was 12 years old. Her mother was dead. Her father had sold her. Her uncle, who wasn't her uncle at all, had clouded her until she was almost deaf, and she wanted more than anything in the world to be a little princess wearing a golden crown and riding high atop a stepping white horse. Reader, do you think that is a terrible thing to hope when there really is no reason to hope at all? Or is it, as the soldier said about happiness, something that you might as well do, since in the end, it really makes no difference to anyone but you? That's it for today. Answer the questions in the description box below. I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.